Hey guys, happy Sunday night. Almost late, waiting on my coffee to finish perking and just now getting here. Just came over from Susie's stream, of course. How's everybody doing? Hey Chewy, hey Amber, John, Ronan, Daniken, the Massey report, Ginger Graves. Sophie says hi. Was that the hashtag? I love that. Ian, hello. I'll let a few more people get in here, and gosh, I never sit at this dining room chair, and it's so uncomfortable. I won't stay here long. Hey Joseph, hey Peplin, Codfather, that's right. That's right. Well, what I wanted to do, no big deal. I don't have a big agenda plan by any means. I was live streaming earlier today, and that turned into an hour and a half live stream. I always lose track of time and really enjoy the people that come in the chat, and it's always so positive and refreshing. So I got behind on some of the things I was working on, but I got a lot done. I've got all my water changes completed in freshwater. And I did get the snake, the ball python moved to this other room. So got a little bit of and even got a shower. So I'm doing pretty good. Hey, Anthony. Thank you. Hey, Maria Z. Hey, Lance. Everyone lurking. We do have some lurkers. Yeah, I see that. Well, first thing I wanted to do is talk a little bit about the trip that I made recently over to Nashville to a fish store over there. And that was supposed to be Chattanooga Ed and Fish Room Fever James and Shy, James's wife. And James was not feeling well and was actually resting well. So Shy opted not to wake him up. So Ed and I went on our own and we met up with Tiffany White. So that was awesome. She's even more personable and fun to be with in person than in a live stream. So, hey, Patricia, good. I'm glad you're there. Hey, Chevy Fish. And the store itself, I don't have any... Bob, you know what could cause my convict to start dashing and spinning out of nowhere? Sometimes, Ian, that can be neurological. Sometimes. I keep an eye on it, and if your parameters, 90% of stuff I always say is water related. Always. It's always water we keep, as some people like to say, and it's very true. So it could be neurological, so I'll keep an eye on it. If anybody else has any thoughts on that, please share them. I'm here to learn as well, too. I don't know everything. As old as I am, I still don't know everything. Hey, Jason, a.k.a. Streetwise. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the store and what Ed and I did there. So I'd like a little help with that, and I'm going to go ahead and well, I don't know what I'm going to go ahead and do here. I don't know what I'm going to go ahead and do here. I need somebody.
Hey, Bob.
There we go. Need somebody to help me tell the story. So you see my very first Sunday night live stream, I wanted my fishy friend Ed to come on with me. And he doesn't have to stay the whole time, but he's welcome to. But I wanted him to talk a little bit about our trip and what he thought about it and what we saw there. And welcome, Ed. It's great to have you here.
Well, thank you, Bob. How do I sound?
You sound great to me. How do I sound?
Oh, you sound great too.
All right. Awesome.
I'm trying to do this with my telephone, and unfortunately, if I hit chat, I don't think I get to see the screen. I'm going to do it one more time, or like, I don't get to see you if I hit chat.
Right. Yeah, you don't. So everything stays the same unless I get up and move. It's just me. You can kind of see it in the background, real pale. But yeah, that's one thing I don't like about StreamYard. But so I just usually watch the chat. But I can see you both in the chat, so that's pretty cool. This is the first time I've ever had a guest too. So I wanted to do it last week, but no one would consent to let me experiment on them. So.
And that, me. So, you can do anything you want.
Yeah, I didn't tell Ed I had never had a guest on. Uh-oh, I lost you. Let's see if he comes back. We'll see if he comes back. There's Griffin. Hey, Griffin. Lurking for a bit. Got a shower. Know how that is, Anthony. Know how that is. But yeah, I got the water change done on the tank behind me, and those guys, it kind of does the reverse on them. They settle down. They had eaten already earlier, so. Pugs, hello. Taking one for the team, that's right. Uh-oh, it's even showing me super stickers. I didn't know it would do that. Thank you, Maria. $9.99 super sticker. It doesn't show me what the sticker is, just the amount, and that it says super sticker. I think we've got our guest back.
Yeah, Bob, I'm not going to look at the chat at all because I ended up disconnecting. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I knew you'd be back. If somebody asks you something or says something about you, that's scary. I'll let you know because I can't even watch it for myself. Chevy Fish, are you okay? You look too skinny. I'm worried. Ed, did I look skinny to you the other day?
Oh, terribly. I bet you were 95 pounds.
This is probably 90 pounds right here, Chevy. It's probably just the camera. And are you talking about the lines here? I haven't slept much the last few nights. My little Rico has cancer, and he's having some symptoms start up. So, of course, I'm up with him most of the night like a baby. He's sleeping right now. He's medicated. But that might be what you're seeing. I'm really tired. But don't be worried. No, I'm not skinny at all. I'm about as big as I've ever been. So there's Tibby. Thank you for asking, though. And it could be the camera. Hello again. There's John Cox. John said that he really wanted to meet up with us in Nashville, Ed, so sorry we didn't get to he couldn't meet up, but there's Lumpy Dog. Lumpy Dog, this is definitely real life here. Definitely real life. He wasn't sure in Susan's stream that he was in real life, but it is. The medicines do help. How are the dragon puffers? Well, Ginger, mine are doing great. About to put them together in a 40 when I can muster up the strength to move Nelson out of the 55 that leaks, or actually move his 55 and set up a new 55 that I have and put the things out of the 40s in there. So it's a lot of physical work for me with my back and neck, but so they're great. How's yours doing, Ed?
Oh, really good. She's super finicky. She won't eat in the morning. I have to wait a couple hours for her to wake up. And, she's just super picky. She's crazy. But now, Bob, when you move her, are you going to have to use something like this, to put them in and keep them underwater the whole time?
That's my plan, is to put them in a bowl, a glass, clear bowl, or a tote, something that I can move them in like that. Yeah, I don't want to take them out of the water because I don't want to risk them inflating with air. It's not so bad, apparently, if they inflate with water. And some species do that just to, like a stretch or a reflexive thing sometimes. I've had a couple puffers do that for no reason in the water. So
when you got yours, when you got yours from Dan, did it say "watch your fingers"?
Yes. Yes.
That's what he wrote on mine too, and I was like, "Oh man."
Yes. And they've never got my fingers. One time, the boy, the first one I got, bumped into my finger, but he was just trying to grab his food. Since what endlers? Okay. What? Ask Ed what endlers is he getting after all?
Well, I'm gonna get a couple from you, Bob.
The Santa Marias.
Yeah, the Santa Marias. And I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna order some of the blue the Japanese blue from LRB's website.
Those are nice.
And yeah, and then there's a whole mess of other ones, but the ones on LRB's are attainable. So I have to go for ones that I like. And Sean Peck said he was going to give me a couple of his. So I don't know. I think his are kind of green and yellow. I don't know what they're called.
Any green ones? Nice. Nice. I hear your jar flies, we used to call them, or whatever, singing. Or is that frogs?
I think those are the bugs right now. Whatever, okay. Locusts or whatever. Oh, yeah. But the frogs will start kicking in once it gets dark. I've got a lot of them too.
Yeah. I was showing the outside tank today. It's still got a few little tadpoles in there, but those convicts are really working on them. Really working on them. But you can't have a million frogs, you know.
Yeah. I was going to do it. I did a test run with the camera down to the ponds there, or the tubs there. I don't know if you guys can see them. They're way down there, straight back. But my signal cuts out. So, I mean, I can still try like towards the end if you want.
Yeah. Oh, sure. I appreciate it. There's Ro. Thank you, Ro. Ro said hit the like button. And Ro's not kidding when she says hit the like button. There's another.
Or she'll hit you.
That's right. There's another super chat, and that's from Susie Q, $10. But again, I can't see what the message is on it.
Bob, you've got to meet Susie someday. She is just such a sweetheart. Yeah. You'd absolutely love her.
And I'm sorry I called you Susie Q. I remember a couple of streams ago how you told the story about how you became Susie Q and that you really didn't like Susie Q because it's not your name and you've never gone by it. So, but somebody else is Susan. Oh, Susan, SLC Aquatics. So I think that's why you did it. One of the reasons. So I've been trying to call her Susan, but I messed up that time. Katie's got to go. Thank you, Katie. See you later. But yeah, what did you enjoy? Ed was my navigator, just like he is for James when they're out and about. So what did you like about the store, Ed?
You know, that store is always a treat. It's a huge store. It's one of the biggest in the state. It's probably bigger than anything in Missouri. Oh man, they have so many different tanks. It's amazing.
We figured we had been there like 4 times now.
Yeah. Well, they have lots of endlers there, and I was gonna buy some, and I brought the guy over, and I was like gonna start picking them out, and I was like, wait, where's the girls? And he said they don't get any girls. So LRB actually sells just random female endlers, and I thought about, well, I could try to buy maybe 4 random females from LRB and then pick out my 2 favorite the next time we go to Nashville. But I don't know. I'll just wait.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're going to have these Santa Marias, and I'm going to send you some awesome. really nice ones. Yeah, they aren't. I haven't called them real heavily, and I did let like a swallowtail line or a double sword line, whatever you want to call it. If I call it one thing, somebody corrects me and refers me to this or that. So Dan calls them swallowtails, and since he worked with the line for a couple of years, I'm going to call them swallowtails. But I'm going to be sending him some back so he can develop that gene in a different strain, I think. We have another super chat, and it's from Raul's Aquatics and Reptiles. I appreciate it. And it says for Sandy the Python Fund, $2.99. Thank you.
Oh, it's
Sandy's,
awesome.
Sandy's going to go to the vet Wednesday is my plan. The exotic vet here works at the emergency pet clinic, which is owned by my personal vet and the ARCS vet, Dr. Lane, and Dr. Lane referred me there. So if you go Wednesday, Thursday, or Sunday before 11, it's just like a regular visit. And I think they told me it was $40 or something for the exam and all the stuff. So I'm going to take the snake, and then maybe I'll take Nelson another time if I, like the doctor and think it was worth it. So we'll see, just to get a baseline on him. But I really want some tips from like one person about, he's a little bit aggressive, and it may be that I'm not handling him enough, but he seems like he doesn't want to be handled. He struck at me the other day, and I scared him, but he struck at me. And I don't want to be bit, and I don't want him feeling like he has to bite to protect himself. So anyway, so he'll be going there. So we'll put that on his vet bill. Thank you, Raul. Long story. Gosh, ramble. Oh, people ramble, but you know how I am, Ed. Well, you were going to get those endlers, and of course I got something, and I may or may not talk about it tonight, but I've been real excited to get them. I didn't think I would ever keep those fish, and we hear about them a lot in our chats and stuff. And the more I looked at them and the more I watched them, the more I thought I should give them a try. I've never kept them, and they're hard to find. A lot of places don't have them. And these, the 5 I got, were actually the guy that fished them out for me, pun intended, said they were his grand fish that he brought in some of his extras, and they had them in another room, and they had spawned and raised them. So he knew all about them. So we'll see. I'm still getting some expert advice from people that keep them. If I said who, you'd know immediately what they were. Right, Ed. So,
Yep.
So, but Ed knew because he was with me, and I made him promise, and he always keeps his promises. He always does, not to say because I wanted to do a video, but I haven't done the video yet. But I really don't have them set up. I've ordered them some things, and actually just got some more tips about lights and plants and stuff for them just in the last hour. So I think I'm going to kind of keep them. I don't know. I may change my mind. I'm not going to show them yet, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you what they are. I don't like secrets. I don't like it when I want to know something. And they're Shelleys. They're shell dwellers, and they're 5 little Lamprologus golden, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Zen. I know that several people keep them. I can't. Ginger keeps them. Ginger Graves. Christ. Who else? Christ. Sandy, you knew it. But Sean has been giving me some incredible advice. He knows so much about them. And he said they were really, really colorful to be just 4 months old. And he sent me pictures like from 3 or 4 different sources and told me to compare the ones I have. And they really are nice fish. He said I paid a little much for them, but that he would have paid it due to the condition they were in and how good they look. So I've got them in a 20 long, and they're doing great. They ate the first night. So they're doing great, but I've got to get some softer lighting on them, and I'm going to do that with some overhead plants, floating plants, till I can get a light that I can dim on them. So John Cox says he's got a local person wanting feeder snails, and I'm looking at setting up for aquatic plants in the aquaponic, so need a good algae snail and something marketable. What would you suggest, Ed? Or do you keep snails?
Well, he's looking to sell them?
Yeah. Some people wanting to buy them to feed them, I guess.
Well, I know that the ram horns are a big one that people like to feed because there's a lot of shell there for them to chew on.
Yeah.
I've got rabbits, and they're just super cute. I love the Hercules rabbits. Yeah. So I've got them.
They're big, though, aren't they? They're really big.
Yeah, they get about that big. But you got to watch those. For some reason, like 2 of them died in my Japanese blue tails, and I think it raised the ammonia up, and I lost half my guppies just from those two. And you can't tell half the time if they're dead or not, because
I know.
as soon as they see you, they just pull in and they act like they're dead. I mean, they drop right off the side of the glass if they see you walk in the room. And so that really sucked.
It's really hard, even with remember those huge were they apple snails? Yeah, they were apple snails.
Yeah, apples. Those were amazing.
I haven't seen anything like that in years. They were tennis ball size.
Yeah, I was thinking that way back when I was in elementary schools. The last time I saw them that big.
Yeah. Yep.
We get those to go with snails, or go with the goldfish, because the goldfish wouldn't, be able to eat those suckers.
Well, what I use, John, are what I feed to my Fahaka are the ram's horn, like Ed said. Tibby, that's Tibby chasing shadows that aren't there. That noise. But yeah, that's what, in fact, when I was doing water changes, I grabbed a few big ones out of some of the 10-gallon tanks and fed them to her. She really prefers algae wafers, but she will eat snails. Want some of those Johns. They have them, Ro, there at, what was the name of the store? Aquatic Critters. They were huge. I mean, literally huge. The only reason I didn't get them is for what Red said. I was just thinking, if I have one die, that kills off some of my nice fish. I won't be happy, so.
And those guys did the same thing as the rabbits. They were all pulling back in their shells when we were looking at them.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah. Yeah, they were. They had different colors of them too, not really distinct colors, but different shades, I guess. So they weren't all exactly the same. I didn't know about ram's horns eating plants. Now, mine just eat dead plants, John. They only eat the dead plants. So I haven't had that problem. And I have a lot of them in some tanks. Nashville Row. Aquatic Critters. Ginger goes there. Ginger Graves goes there. And Tiffany goes there. Trying to think who all.
Super easy to get to.
Yeah, it's real easy to get there. I think were they $5.99?
Yeah, they were dirt cheap. That was an awesome deal.
Because they had their regular apple snails, or what else is the other word for apple snails? That were maybe a fourth that size, that were like $3.99.
A mystery snail?
Yeah, mystery snails. Yep. There's Tibby again. Tibby, you're having a hard time, aren't you, buddy? Yeah. Okay, the Colombian is actually a type of apple snail, and they are up to 3 inches in diameter. That might be what those were, John Cox said.
Yeah, they were monsters.
Ginger said Aquatic Critter is her LFS. Ginger, they, not being critical of them, but the main reason I went was to check out tanks, or that was the excuse we made up to go. And I am looking for a tank. And I had already checked out the other place that I got that 180 back there, and it was like 600 special ordered. So that was an incredible price. And that's just the tank. But that same tank was $1,022, same manufacturer, everything at Aquatic Critters. So that's $400 difference. So I didn't get a tank there, but I really don't want to get another glass tank that big, because I just can't move them anymore. And I had to have too much help with that one. I just don't want to go through that and be dependent on people. Being a Frenchman, I love squab and escargot. That's Peter, Mob Guppy. What's squab? That doesn't even sound good.
Oh, I hope that's not that duck, that unborn duck in a shell.
Uh-oh. I hope not.
It's nasty. I don't know how people do that.
Priscilla says $600 is a great deal. Store must have gotten it on sale. He does the volume. He only keeps up to 90s in the back, and well, not even in the back. It's a real small saltwater reptile place, Priscilla. It's called Emerald Bay, so you can look them up. Nashville. And he had a lot of tanks in a separate building, just a big storage shed, but the largest that he keeps out there is 90s. And I can get a 90 at Petco for half price, so I know he can't beat that. And why would I go all the way to Nashville when I could get a 90? But I can't handle it. I can barely handle the 55 I got out of my back seat. I've been riding around 2 weeks. So I just need to find a good used Plexi, I think.
Yeah. He even had a 300 when we were there. When you bought that one tank? Yeah. And I was like drooling over that 300.
I don't remember how much that was, but yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and Bob and I, when we discovered that place, you know, I looked these things up on the internet, and we kept driving by it because it's literally a shed. Like, it has the shed outside, but it's insulated when you go in, and so they can keep all their live fish. And we were shocked. It was actually a lot nicer than...
It's like a prefab storage building kind of thing. Yeah.
And maybe it's 15 by 15 or 18 by 18. It's just a little square, but it's neat.
Yeah,
they do a good job.
Packed full of stuff. Lots of reptiles and saltwater.
And lots of saltwater.
And I would have gotten a skink from them, but they didn't have one back then. But I noticed the other day when I was looking on their site, they do have them. So... what else? Mob Guppy, have you ever raised squab? Thought about setting up to play with the larger rollers and collecting a few squab. What are squab? I'm still trying to find out. It just sounds nasty. It's delicious, Peter says. I bet it is, Peter. I still don't see what it is. Tampa Tom. Pigeons. Dank Tank says pigeons. Young pigeon. No, I couldn't eat a baby pigeon. No. No, pigeons are not an eating bird.
One of my buddy's bachelor parties, we went to this Chinese restaurant. It was brand new, and I ordered chicken wings, and they were this big. They had to have been pigeon wings. They just couldn't have been chicken wings. They were. I ate them though.
I don't know. I've had quail before, but they're a game bird. I mean, just never thought of pigeons. Pigeon babies. Mob Guppy says they're so sweet. Yeah, Peter. Rose said she'd eat almost anything. That's just nasty.
They probably have more meat than a dove, and people like to eat doves. Pigeons are great flyers. I've got a buddy that's a falconist back in Missouri who also does lots of pigeons, and they do tricks and all this stuff. And he kept trying to get me to do the passenger ones that are the ones that would deliver stuff back and forth. Messenger pigeons.
Yeah.
He wanted me to do that with him, and I just didn't want to have pigeons at my house.
Interesting what Alex says right there. That's interesting. Unborn chickens are baloo, squab, or domesticated pigeons. I remember on the Golden Girls once that Sophia was talking about a specialty, and a Sicilian specialty was lark. And somebody said larks are singing birds. They're not eating birds. And she said they don't sing long in Sicily.
That's funny.
It is funny. Pat says, keeps pigeons as sport. Ed, did you see my message I sent you about your glasses?
Yes. That's awesome. I appreciate that. I own like 5 or 6 pair, but I lose them nonstop.
I know you did. Well, they're on my console, and I looked around before you got out too, and I didn't see them. So they were just at a place we couldn't see them.
I wore them half the time, though, as we were driving. Every time I'd look something up, I'd have to put them on.
Yep. Yeah.
I just can't see good 2 feet away, 2 feet and closer.
You need to go get you some real glasses, because I know what that was like. I remember. Fish Dreams, $1.99 super sticker, and I can't see what the sticker is. I hate this StreamYard on that. You can't see. Wish I knew what the sticker was. It's not a poop emoji because those are 99. So
Yesterday, I missed the Mob Guppy live stream, and I love his streams. They remind me like as if I was going to a barber shop.
right.
And I was with a bunch of guys, and we were just shooting the breeze for an hour at the barber shop.
This is turning into a culinary thing. Yeah, I always love Peter's, and especially when he does the little commercials for things he's not sponsored by, usually his drink. And I love Bolo, his dog. We're talking about mob guppies, guys. Check it out. Duck eggs incubated 17 to 20 days.
So nasty.
It is nasty.
Your tank looks amazing, Bob. Behind you.
Didn't get time. Thank you. I didn't get time to clean the glass, but I did clean a little of the algae and do a water change on it. And they're just chilling back there. They always like zen out when I do a water change. Instead of getting hyper, they get really relaxed. One of my tetras, Recon says one of his tetras might have swim bladder.
Uh-oh. That's no good.
Close to 2 years old. That's not old, though, for a tetra. It's really not.
Well, what type of tetra?
Didn't say. Glow tetra. It's a glow tetra.
I don't know. I would guess they live 4 years, 3 to 4.
Yeah, a lot of the bigger tetras will live 5 or 6, 7 years. But
neon tetras? 8 years for a neon tetra.
Yeah. Which
Cardinal
is
3.
Very surprising. pH. Wow. Yeah, that's true. Oak leaves, also magnolia leaves. I've been using those a lot to lower pH, and I've been using them in the shrimp tank, the shrimp I got from you, Ed, and they really destroy those magnolia leaves. When I was changing their water a while ago, there were just like tissue thin pieces of the leaves left, and they had cleaned them out on both sides. I got to go out and get them some more. Rose says she's got a glow tetra she can't kill. It's like Pam had a guppy she couldn't catch for so long, but it never had babies, at least. Are you on the move, Ed?
No, I was just looking for a magnolia tree and I didn't see one.
Oh, I've got a ton of leaves out front if you want some.
I would like to get a couple of your sweet maple or sweet gum. Those things I used to hate to step on when I was a kid, and I said I would never own one of these trees, but they look amazing in fish tanks.
Oh, yeah. I've got some in my 33, but I've got a yard full of them, too, so I'll pick some of them up. I'll give them to you the same time I give you the endlers.
That's awesome.
I've been going to give Ed endlers for months and months. But when we start out, I can't give them to you, and you go back home. So I guess we just have to carry them all day or make a special trip to have them. What time is it getting to be? Also, this doesn't have a clock on it. I knew there was a reason I wanted to put a clock in here.
8:34.
Okay. So.
Oh, you have a little green, red thing up at the top that says you've been live for 33 minutes and 57 seconds. Do you see that?
Nope, I don't have that.
Okay.
I don't see that on here. Nope. That would be nice, but I don't see it. I just don't want to run over into Kenny's time. Kenny, have you already got a link up so we can post your link or start posting your link?
When I got this shirt from Corey, I asked him for the biggest one possible, and I put it on, and it makes me look huge out here.
You've lost a lot of weight. Yeah, that's just hanging on you. I was going to put on. It's too big on you, Ed. It's just
Yeah.
hanging off of you. That would fit me better than you, I think.
Oh, I doubt that.
Yeah, I bet it would.
Well, you're not having it.
Uh,
His
yeah, it's
autograph pretty much completely went away.
uh,
He had his autograph right there.
yeah. Yeah, I remember when I first met you, you used to wear it and had the autograph there. I was going to wear Scott and Leah's King and Queen Cichlid shirt, and I like to put a little powder on, especially in the summer. So I had done that and put it on. And when I was combing my hair, then I looked in the mirror and I had powder all over that black shirt. So I couldn't get it all off in time to get my coffee, and also had to change out. So I'll get it out of it though. But JH is asking if they're eating too much sap in the sweet gum balls. I haven't ever had any problem with them, JH, and they're in my 33 back there with my rainbows, and they've been in there 6 months or whatever the tank's been set up. I've got them in a couple other tanks too. They're in with the shrimp. They like them. So they seem
Did Sean
fine.
Peck have a couple? Somebody else I saw was looking at their tank, and they had a couple in their tank also.
Ro has them, I think, in hers. She likes them. I think she sells them too.
Oh, cool.
On Get Gills. Mile High Plecos. There's Mikey. Uh-oh, I've hit the big time now.
Yeah, you sure have.
Hit the big time. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, Mikey, just kidding you. Just kidding you. What did Susie say? Heading to bed. Good night, Susie. Thank you. Yeah, Rose said she has them. Yep, she's got a bunch of them. You want some, Joseph? I'll send them to you, but you may have a tree nearby. Sure you do. They're all over my yard. I hate them too.
Oh, when I was a kid, in our front yard, we had one of those sweet gums on one side and a crab apple on the other. It was horrible. I had to pick those things up year round, and I'd step on them and hurt my feet.
Yeah, I used to try to mow them, and then I figured, Tib figured out you can't do that. It throws them everywhere, so. Going to try some sweet gum. Yeah, mine have already fallen, John. I've already got them everywhere. Maria Z. There's Scott C. Be careful who you talk about, because you never know who's lurking. Thank you, Scott and Liz. $10 super chat. He said, I so love I can super chat you back now. Thank you. I appreciate that. I give my super chats. I think I've told everybody that, in my YouTube income, which is not a lot, but it's something. I donate that to the ARC. So that's where it goes to the puppies. It's like, people would be like, what's he going to do with donate it back into my hobby? I mean, with 42 tanks, I don't need anything. So somebody's talking about peroxide for beneficial bacteria. My goldfish tank seems to have done nothing after a week. That's Recon. That stuff still looks healthy as ever. I did spray 50-50 water and peroxide. It should have worked, Tim, unless your peroxide's out of date. You know, it will go out of date, so check that. It will go out of date. I would try full strength on it if that didn't work and it's in date. But just make sure you rinse it. I can't remember I think you spot, Pam did a 99-cent super sticker. I hadn't seen Pam super chat in a long time. I'm honored, Pam. Thank you. It's 99 cents and it's a sticker. So yeah, I imagine it's a poop emoji. I can't see, but is that what it is, Pam? I bet that's what it is. A poo super. Yep. Rose set her out. Rose said it is. Yes. Maria said it is. Thank you, Pam. I love you too. I love you too. Wonder how many people are in here. Can't see that either. Huh.
Yeah. Next time I'll bring my laptop and set it up so I can have something on the side.
Well, I have a desktop, but I hate to sit at it and use it. I really like the phone because you can't get up and walk around without a big deal. So Anthony's sending me some sweet gum.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
Bob was talking about the Ark for his puppies, but the Ark is also has a lot of cats too. So cat
Oh, yeah.
lovers donate to the Ark for the cats too, because I mean I've gone over there just to play with the cats. They're awesome.
We had to
They're super.
close down to get Ed out of the cat room, I think. No, we didn't. We've got a pretty
It's
cool cat room. I looked a long time for that building when we were looking for a place to rent, and then we bought it. But yeah, it's got windows on two sides, and the cats are never kenneled. They have shelves and all kinds of things to do. So it gets interesting with a dozen cats in there.
it's
Uh-oh, got
fun to
enough.
sit down because they'll come to you one by one to come check you out. When I just sat Indian style in the middle of the floor, it was great. Cat people would probably, or dog people might hate it. I don't know.
We get students come over from Lee University. A lot of them are away from home, and they had cats at home, and they can't now. And we have what we call a cat cafe, but mostly in the winter, the lead volunteer can make coffee, and of course we don't charge anything for that. It's just coffee we made, and we call it the cat cafe. And we have the styrofoam cups with lids, and they can go in and just have coffee, and hang out with the cats. So it's pretty popular with students. And we get a
That's
lot of
super.
volunteers that way too. They do their service hours since we're a nonprofit. Pets Fish did a super chat or super sticker, and I can't see what it is either. But it is a DKK of 9.00. So that's a Danish something, I think.
Wow, I like that. Guppy.
Yeah, that's cool, Guppy.
Looks a lot like my Japanese blue tail, except mine has like a silver body. That one has kind of a albino or whitish. That's pretty neat.
Recon said he got $1 raise yesterday, so that's good news. That's a good raise.
Oh,
If you're
that's
doing
a great
40
raise.
hours a week, that's $40. Dang. Well, before the government gets away from. Oh, that was another poo. Okay. So a DKK 9.00 is 99 cents. Okay. They dropped my car off, so I'm going to look under the hood and see what I can figure out. Everyone have a good night. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you. Hi to Liz. Tiffany, hello. Tiffany White. Awesome. Tiffany White. That would just be something if I knew how to send her an invite and she would come up. I haven't asked her if she would, but the guppy is the lazuli blue. I wondered if that was it. I think Michael's Fish Room used to have those lazulis. Somebody used to have
Oh
them a
wow.
couple years ago. I can't remember. I bought some from them, but I don't have them anymore. Whoever it was that had them. Huh. No, that's not the way to invite Tiffany White. Oh, that's Chewy anyway. Tiffany, would you come up if I can figure out how to invite you? I have called them Chewy, and I've gotten about 4 distinct lines now. They still throw, they're maybe 80 or 85% pure, I guess, but they still throw other things. So I've just been reluctant to list them and sell them because you don't live stream. All right, Tiffany. Well, we got to have you live, so that's even better. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I'm assuming you got a camera and mic and all that stuff, but we were just talking about the trip and how much fun you were in person, even more so than on the live stream. Keller's Aquatics question for you and Ed. My 5-gallon only has one male fancy guppy in it at the moment. What, if anything else, would you put in there with him? 5-gallon, one male fancy guppy in it.
I would put in 2 females guppies.
Well, if you have a way to get rid of them, I agree with Ed. That would make that guppy very, very happy. Or you could put in 2 more males and not have to worry about getting rid of them. It's just what you want to end up with, I guess. You could.
And the males will dance with each other too.
Right.
So
they'll show for it. You think, Dharma, that's pretty. You think you have cat problems, Ed. I'm using it. She's just sitting there.
My cats are staring at me through the window.
They're like, get in here so we can bother you. But
yeah.
You could have other fish in there too that wouldn't nip the guppy's tail, you know. You could have some little Habrosus cories or definitely some snails. You know, you could have other things.
Oh, yeah.
Schubel blue has a bit of coral red gene in it. We call the variation European lazuli. I think the ones that I had were called Japanese lazuli. I think. I'm not good with names. Rose said her truck belt that came off, so she didn't get to go collecting today.
That's a drag. Maybe you could get like 3 little black tetras.
Yeah, those would be cool. If you had 3 of them, they would probably. He said he appreciates the answers, Ed. He could always give the fry to his Jack Dempsey, but he's not sure he wants the fry to start with. Yeah, they would enjoy them. For sure they would. Pam's laughing at something, no telling what. Oh, probably Dharma's taking everybody's picture. She's still there. It's easier just to go with it than to keep putting her down. So every breeder calls it different, Pat says, so it's always hard to say. Yeah, that's the positive to having the scientific names, because if you can pronounce them, that's great. But, you know, breeders have their own names for their fish. So like the ones that I came out with accidentally ended up being called salmon skin magenta deltas. So who would ever guess what that is? Who would ever guess? Ro, I hope you can get that fixed. I hope you can get it fixed. Did somebody post a link for Kenny? I don't remember if we saw that or not.
Just so you know, we have 12 minutes, Bob.
Thank you for the time check, Ed. I definitely don't want to get on the wrong side of Kenny, especially with him coming to this side of the continent soon.
Yeah, he'll give us all black eyes.
I'm telling you. I told him earlier. Go ahead.
Well, when he comes, I want to take him to the aquarium, but I've got to reserve. I haven't been since the whole Cova thing, and now you have to make like reservations. So I'll need to do that. But it'd be pretty neat. When's the last time you've been there, Bob?
I think time before last, when my brother and sister-in-law came. So that was probably 5 or 6 years ago. They used to like to go, but this last time if they went, they didn't ask me to go. So yeah, it's been a while. I'm sure they've done a lot and added a lot.
They're always doing stuff. It is such a beautiful aquarium. And it's really nice because, like, I've got leg problems and back problems, but you go up a giant elevator all the way to the top, escalator, and then it just spirals down. And like, I used to go to the shed all the time in Chicago, and it's just kind of like a maze. you're just always butting up against people, and I'm always like, okay, where's the octopus? I got to make sure I get in the right flow, and So I love how they did ours.
I love it too, but for me, even coming down, it's like walking down steps because it is a grade. It's easier than going up for sure, but that does put a strain on joints and stuff. I haven't been since I've had hip surgery, So I would definitely want to take my cane in, Grandpa
For
said.
sure.
It's a lot of walking, but they also have places to sit down, as I recall. So, Ed, you could push me in a wheelchair. I just thought of that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Why
I'll probably end
not?
up resting on the wheelchair the whole time.
I'm
I was
teasing.
thinking a cane doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, it helps a lot. It really helps a lot when I need it. Ed's, oh, he's talking to you, Daniken is. Kenny, we were trying to think of things that I might do with you and Ed while you're here.
I would like it to take him over to the city cafe near you.
Oh, I can definitely. Oh, I might get my piece of pie finally. Yeah.
Yep. I'm on the gimbal. The pool's behind me. There we go. I was going to get in the pool today, and then I just didn't do it, and I wish I would have.
Yeah, you get a lot of light there. It looks like a lot of sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you see, once like 3 o'clock hits, though, the tree cover, those trees there, they're super tall, and they start shading it, which is a drag.
Yeah.
And
Is it
so,
pretty warm?
I would guess it's probably 80 degrees, somewhere in there, 85. It's almost too warm. It was too cold. This year was such a bizarre year because we had so much rain at the beginning of the year that it just kept cooling it down so much. It was unbelievable.
And now we're not getting any rain. Everything
Right.
here is dried up. Streetwise, Jason said I would be streaming from inside that pool until I went full raisin. I know, right, Streetwise? Uh-oh, John Cox got a question for you, Ed. You said you are part of the aquarium there. Are you part of the Barron's Top Minnow Project?
I don't know what that is whatsoever. He'll have to fill me in what that is.
I don't either, since I haven't been going there.
I've only lived here for about 3 years, maybe 4 now. So
It hadn't been long. Yep.
yeah, I did my first year and a half in Hickson, and I stayed at my folks' house looking for a house, and I found this place. Man, was it just this time last year? Or has it been 2 years?
2 years.
I don't know. I mean,
2 years.
Things are going so slow. Here, I'll give you guys like normally you can see that up there. That's the sunroom. That's not air conditioned. That's normally where I do my live streams until my fish room's done. But
yeah,
underneath,
that's where you did your unboxing videos were up there. Yeah.
Yep. Right here, this big mess. I'm going to put it all. I'm gonna like put it all in gosh, what am I trying to say? A screened in porch. And I'm gonna make it so the cats can go through that window and be able to use the kitty litter outside. And then this hot tub here that I've never even
We're losing you.
oh, there it is. So I'm thinking about doing goldfish in there. And I had to replace my deck because it was all rotting. This whole deck I was afraid to walk on.
We lost you again. Chevy Fish, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. You may have lost Ed that time. I think it's probably about time for Kenny. Tell Ed that I would gladly trade him some LRB Japanese neon blue enders for any of his guppies. We may have lost Ed that time. I'm watching to see if he's backstage again. It seems like you do, Jason. But he usually doesn't stream out here. He usually, like he says, does it inside those windows up there. And I always tell him I see the purple people eater looking in because that thing's real tall. It would be good for Ed's back. Yeah, I guess he's gone. I guess we lost Ed. Does anybody have a link for Kenny's stream? Still got 4 minutes. Trying to think who is a mod in here. I could make you a mod, Daniken, but I can't do it with StreamYard. Oh, there's Ed back.
Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi just doesn't get very far away.
Streetwise said he needs to help you with it. He offered in the stream there, and I accepted for you.
With my Wi-Fi?
Yep. He said, do I need to help Ed with Wi-Fi? And I assured him that he does.
Yeah.
Kenny says we've got 4 minutes, Kenny says.
Okay, well, we'll go real quick. I'm running a hard line of Ethernet through the house 100 foot to the box because I don't get any signal in my fish room, which is a pain in the rear because that's where I want to actually do my videos. But otherwise, pretty much my whole house has Wi-Fi. It's just I was walking probably... See, I've got a fireplace right in the middle of the house, and when I go too far that way, I think it blocks the signal.
Oh, okay. There's several comments you might want to go back and look at later, Ed, but they're talking about the barren minnow is a local threatened topwater minnow. John and Chewy are talking about it, John Cox, so that looks real interesting. Thank you,
That's
Sandy,
awesome.
for Kenny's link. So we need to have a hashtag to go over there. Anybody got a suggestion for a hashtag? Oh, I have cold coffee left. Well, Ed, thank you for being on with me, my very first Sunday stream. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Felt like it would be cool to have you on, you know, because we haven't ever actually done a stream together, I don't think. No, we haven't. So that's cool.
Other than me just waving in the background.
Right, yeah. Well, live streaming, yeah, not like sharing a stream like this. Yeah, you've waved a few times, yeah. All right. I'm still looking for a hashtag here. Oh, Lumpy Dog said to tell you something. Let me find that real quick because you'll definitely want to know that. Okay. Tell Ed that I would gladly trade him some LRB Japanese neon blue endlers for any of his guppies. That's
oh, wow.
Lumpy Dog. Yeah, that sounds pretty sweet. Any of LRB's Japanese neon blue endlers for any of your guppies. He's wanting some Ed guppies.
Well, that's awesome.
That is awesome. I almost forgot that.
Now, where does Lumpy Dog live? Is he Michigan?
I want to say New England, but yeah, maybe Michigan.
Because I may have to drive to Michigan to pick up some 3 Goodiots. I need 3 female Goodiots from Mike, the fish tank barn. Because I've got 3 boys that are lonely.
Oh, I just figured out that Rhett was the Massey report. Okay.
Oh, that's a neat name.
Yeah, it is. I welcomed him a while ago. I didn't know who it was. I didn't catch the name. Massey.
Boy, I've gotten about 25 messages from Instagram, but I'm afraid to touch it because every time I touch a screen, I get disconnected. I see Chris.
Go ahead.
I see Chris from Multi-Tank Addiction sent me one. I was getting some from Griff, I think. Hey, Zen.
You get to pick the hashtags, Zen. Can't get one out of anybody else, so we'll put it on you. Lumpy Dog says he's in Michigan Southeast. Mike lives 35 minutes from him. So there you go. So there you go. Pack up some guppies and head to Michigan, Ed.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. And it might be in the plans in the next month or so.
When it cools down, that would be an awesome trip too.
Yeah.
Moonstone 60. How funny that's actually my age. Don't tell. I missed something. Cat butt. Peplin says cat butt, which is appropriate. That wasn't all she was showing, but she was showing it all. All right, so hashtag cat butt or hashtag fish fam groupie. Let's go with the cat butt. It's so much easier. We'll hold on to the fact there we go. All right, let's all head over to Daniken's, and Ed and I will be there as we're employees, moderators. So we'll see you there. Thank you again, Ed. Anything you want to say to people before I shut it down?
Nope. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. It's been a lot of fun.
Just waving
the timing's perfect. It's getting dark now.
There you go. Thank you, Ed. I'll see you over there in a minute.